Hey guys, Sean Bougie here. As promised, we're going to be covering our auction partnership network. That is going to be the name of the upcoming foreclosure system that we have where you can actually bid at auctions and partner up with us. I'm going to go into a lot more detail in this particular video. And then hopefully in the next week or two, right before launch, we'll also have a live question and answer period. And you guys are also welcome to call me. Let me go ahead and put that in here if I can. You're welcome to call me on my direct cell with questions after you've watched this in its entirety at 704-791-9398, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Time, Monday through Friday. All right, so this launch is going to be May the 28th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Initial launch price will be $347. Guys, that's going to be for the first 20 or 25. That'll be gone in like 5 minutes. After that, it'll jump up to $397, and then we will not offer it after we hit the number we want to hit on that. We want to be real careful, grow nice and strong with the people that sign up and believe in us right from the get-go. And then we're also going to have a bundle that's going to blow your mind. Good Lord, I'll go into that in the next video. That'll also include some of our other flipping programs, and then everything's gone, guys. Now, a quick word before I get into this, right? So the quick word is simple. If you guys have signed up because you were looking at overages or flipping property, and you said, wait a minute, I'm going to see what this is about prior to getting involved with that, I would say that's probably a mistake. I'll go into what this is best suited for, but if you guys are sitting on the fence waiting on just this particular program and haven't bought one from us before, I'd recommend you relook at what's out there. This is hardcore. This is a program for those guys that are really going to work, really want to make a difference in what they're doing, and I'll go into exactly who it's best suited for. But what it's going to cover is the best ways to apply the program, where it will work. It won't work everywhere, or at least not well. What your part in the program is, okay, on your own, or if you want to bird dog with us, or even use investors that we're going to be building a network with. What's included in the program, what you can make, and where it will work. Okay, this is important. So this came about, guys, because you guys asked us to create a way to bid at auctions using our money. This covers frequently asked questions. We will have a live question and answer webinar at a later date before the launch. All right, let's move along. So the best way to apply the program, it is a local system. You will have to bid at the courthouse. This isn't online, okay? You're going to have to bid at the courthouse. However, you're not going to have to research debt or ownership at all. You don't have to call anybody. It's best suited for folks that already have experience buying at auctions. This is one type of person. There's quite a few. Buying at auctions, but want the advanced techniques we offer. The methods we use to get funding from the investors. We're going to give you all that with the program, guys, where you can go get your money. The way we target auctions with the highest chance of having deals. A way to partner with us when they are in between deals. Like some of you guys out there are already buying at auction. You've seen this program, but you're already buying at auctions. You know you get caught between deals. You'd rather just flip this property over to us and take advantage of another deal and still make some money on the back end. We're open to that. Or you want the option to sell homes to us that you've already purchased at the auction. We will take that on. That's not an issue for us. Let me do this. Sorry, that blue is driving me crazy. So is that. All right. Folks that have another one of our programs and want the knowledge to buy at auctions in addition to our pre-auction and post-auction systems, or, get rid of that blue again. This is driving me nuts, guys. Sorry. Or want to consider this as an additional way to make money in real estate. Folks that do not want to have to research debt or ownership in order to put deals together. I know there's a lot of you guys out there. Newbies that want to start with auctions and you guys have some funds put aside, or at least the bid deposit, or have access to those funds. Guys, we can't front you on the bid deposit, so I'm going to be teaching you how to approach friends, family, or investors for at least the deposit on that bid. Of course, we will take over the bid if it's an assignable bid situation and have time. I'll go into more detail on that. But as far as the initial deposit on the bid, you're going to need a way to get that, so we're going to teach you how to do that too. Of course, flippers, buy and hold investors, and even home buyers are going to enjoy this. It's a great way to buy homes cheap, guys. And of course, people that want access to our investor network that we're building with this program. It's not in place yet. We're using this program to build it. Okay, where will this work? Okay, so here's your homework for the next week, guys. If you are self-funding this, if you've got all the money set aside, you can do this anywhere there are mortgage or tax auctions. Get rid of that. Okay, tax deed sales, guys, not lien sales. Of course, this is everywhere has something, either a mortgage or overage and or a tax deed auction. If you're using investor funds to buy the property, you will need to do this in areas where there is a delay between when you win the bid and you have to pay the full bid. You can work that out with your investors, guys, but there has to be a delay there. If it's a state that where the counties are looking for, okay, you made high bid, you got 24 hours to pay us the whole bid, that's probably not going to work with most investors unless you have some money set aside or an investor that's really ready to go. If you plan on submitting to us, we need 5 days from when you win the bid, if you're going to use us, guys, and when funds are due, and we will need an assignment of bid to pay you back your deposit and pay off the bid in full. Actually, with an assignment, we would not have to do that. With an assignment, we're going to simply pay the entire bid amount and we'll get that the deposit back. However, if there's no assignment of bid available, just so you know, we can also generate a quitclaim deed. We still are going to need it to be a place that gives us 5 days to come up with the money and fund it. And guys, we are still going to reserve the right to not take the deal, even though you're using our system and trying to meet our parameters. There may be a difference in what you think it's worth and we think it's worth, even with the fact that we're using online evaluations or valuations. So understand that there's certainly, like in any business situation, if you win that bid and we're not willing to buy it, you could be stuck. Either you're going to have to come up with it, or you could be stuck with losing your deposit. So you need to do your research well. You need to really follow everything we put in the program, but understand that there is, of course, some risk involved with any kind of real estate investing. If you're in a post-sale redemption date, what that means is owners that were foreclosed upon, this is tax, that were foreclosed upon over taxes are given up to, in some areas, a year or more, okay, to come up with that money after the foreclosure was held. You need to understand that we're going to have to wait that period to sell the property, wait till the redemption period's up in order to flip it. So there's going to be higher payments out to investors usually. We usually pay investors 15% on a quick flip, 3 months, 6 months, something like that. And we pay them much higher if we're going to have to wait a year, probably about 25%. So you need to keep that in mind. Redemption states make a difference, and you can't get paid till we flip it. So if it's a post-sale redemption state, that's something to consider. And this is more homework for you. Look this up for your state, guys. Begin to become acquainted with this. And of course, we'll have a live question and answer program or webinar about this as well. What your part of this program is. So on your own, you're going to use online resources to find the upcoming auctions. You're going to target auctions that have highest potential for deals. We're going to teach you that. Drive by potential properties and put down the deposit needed for the property pre-bid. We will teach you how to get investor money if you don't have the deposit even. And of course, use the high bid our system teaches you to determine what you're willing to spend on the property based on what you want to make in profit. Then you can flip the property to an investor who can pay the bid for you, okay, if you don't have the funds, or pay the bid off and resell the property yourself, or keep it and even rent it, guys. There shouldn't be an issue at all with that, okay? You are going to need to drive by those properties. You're going to need to go to auctions. And here's another piece of homework for you. We highly recommend you go to an auction or two before you bid. So if there's an upcoming auction right now before this is going on, go to it and see what that's like. We do recommend you attend auctions prior to bidding to help identify the best local auctions to attend and to begin using our profile sheet. We actually include a profile sheet that helps you identify and track competition. It's very important that you know who your competition is, how they bid, that type of thing. If you're using investors, you'd have to work accounting where there's a delay. I said this before, between when you win the bid and when you have to pay the bid in full, because there's the time period to come up with the money. We also teach you how to approach investors, friends, family, etc. for the initial bid or the full bid, either one you need. We'll give you the tools to show the investors they're protected if they invest with you using a security deed to collateralize the property in their name. I mean, there's a couple of different ways for us to skin this cat, guys. We will teach you how to get investors on your side. Using us, you provide, if you're using us in this, you would provide the worksheet. Okay, you'd have to figure all the worksheet out. It's not hard to do. Fill it in, as well as a picture of the home. Provide that and some basic information in there. You are not researching debtor ownership. You do not have to find the owners. So what's included, guys? You do get, like most of our programs, you get an initial PDF. Okay, that's an ebook. It's a step-by-step and a complete overview. It includes how to buy at auctions with minimal risk, either by yourself or through us or even other investors. It includes our worksheet to keep you profitable, okay, and determine your own program, your own profit, I should say, our bidder profile sheet to identify and track your competition, scripts and prospectus forms to approach investors with. It even brings you on the ground floor of our investor network, which that alone is a big deal. Those of you guys that have wholesaled and that type of thing in the past, you know that's a big deal. There's a link to a resources page with real world video training, independent contractor agreement that protects us both, access to our online email based support, and access to our live question and answer webinars. Okay, the big question on everybody's mind. So, what can you make? Well, guys, the absolute beauty of the system design is you can determine your max bid based on the profit you want to make. We've taught you how to plug it in. We have a complete form for that. That coupled with our techniques to work less crowded and competitive auctions, tracking your competition, all that, it really does give you the edge and the profit that you're going to need in this booming industry. Guys, you know, my predictions, we know third and fourth quarter of this year are going to be pretty crazy with foreclosures. So you need to be out in front of this to really capitalize on it. Having said that, a quick profit of 20 to 60 grand is a reasonable expectation, with the average being around 30 grand per deal, which is very similar to our average net on deed flip. Keep in mind, guys, because we're teaching you how to identify, approach, and team up with investors, you can run this business with very little or no money out of pocket. Okay, that's important to understand that. And you don't need us. Again, guys, I want to reiterate some things here. You know that we're very upfront on everything that we put together. The best states are those that have no post-sale redemption period, because that's going to cause delays in your ability to flip the property and give the high bidder. They also need to give the high bidder, but these blue things are driving me nuts. It needs to also be a place that gives a high bidder at least 5 days to come up with their full bid. So you can either place money from an investor or for us after you've won the high bid, guys, with just your deposit. That's your research. I've gone over it in the past here through this. That's your research for this week. Find out if you're in a post-sale redemption state. Find out how much time the county gives between you winning the bid and having to come up with a bid in full. Okay? Do that. If you've got an opportunity before the 28th when we launch, if you have the opportunity, hey, please also go to an auction. That's it, guys. I can't wait to launch this. Regardless of how you plan on using it, I'm excited about the profit potential, and I can't wait to see the testimonials come rolling in on this.